you, Huda.
Holy shit. Do you want to answer?
Yeah.
There is nowhere to hide when karma has your dress, boo-boo.
Whoa. Hey.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
That loser, that victim, that racist, let's call it what it is. Let's call it.
Yo, what the fuck? What did they say?
Nothing about hearing a racial slur makes me feel awkward or feel like laughing, like, no, it's disgusting.
Everybody else is getting all this princess treatment, and I feel like I'm getting the bare minimum.
Now, I know Huda's fan base is a gritty cult, delusionally believing the hate they spew on others is protection of their faith. But I'm here to tell you that all that rah-rah is a projection of your fave's dark shadow psyche. Clacky. Everyone and their mama who watched this year's Love Island Season 7 gagged at Huda Mustafa's rise on Love Island, which was fast, toxic, and chaotic. I feel the real reason people gravitated towards her was because misery loves company and colorism. Listen, from early childhood, society teaches us through media, advertising, and social hierarchies that beauty equals value, and most valuable is the colonially shaped standard of beauty. Lighter skin, straighter hair, smaller features. The halo effect has people on a chokehold because in your mind, you automatically assume that attractive people are kinder, smarter, more moral, and more trustworthy. Olandria is a beauty, don't get me wrong, but MK Ultra has got people believing that because of this shade of complexion, a lighter-skinned pretty woman needs more protection or sympathy in comparison to a dark-skinned in your head. If she looks good, then she must be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Wrong. It's subconscious moral elevation. Meanwhile, darker-skinned women are denied the same automatic empathy. Olandria's beauty is often seen as intimidating, aggressive, or less relatable, quote-unquote. This means when conflict happens between the dark skin and light skin, the public, or Huda's fan base, the Huda rats, projects goodness onto one and guilt onto the other before even listening. Y'all saw the reunion? For those who saw the reunion, Olandria asked Huda to address the hateful comments towards her by her fan base. Huda was caught up in her fan base's behind and fame. She chose silence and deflection. She said that she was too busy. She said that she also received hate. So, whoop-de-doo. She didn't get that because she's the closest to whiteness, she was perceived less threatening than Ola. She wanted to be the victim to get all the sympathy and payola because deep inside she was envious and insecure. Child, and now she had people who validated her, and to throw them under the bus? Never.
How dare you? Oh my god!
But there's levels to these things, you know? So here are the stages of toxicity that led to the solidification of the Hood rats. Step 1. Echo chamber formation. The Huda fanbase would like to believe that it's their moral duty to be paying in everyone's bottom and calling it defending Huda. I saw a comment of one saying that Huda has also been harassed. Why didn't no one say anything? Boo-boo, listen. 1, 2 wrongs don't make it right. 2, well, you kinda received the energy you put out. Huda's fanbase has been mean from the jump. So what's the surprise when you receive that same energy? Fans who defend you against critics become your emotional armor. Huda subconsciously rewards them with attention, reposts, shoutouts, phone calls, laughter, silence, and unaccountability. Over time, the fan base has learned that aggression equals approval, so they form the echo chamber to each other. Huda projects insecurity and victimhood, and the fan base, they do the things that they know how to do best, protect Marwa through hatred towards Olandria or other, behavior
is absolute filth. We just want to be able to read you for the trash that you are.
Step 2. Moral erosion. When Olandria faced hate from parts of Huda's fanbase, Huda hesitated to condemn them. Why? Because she feared losing their loyalty. She prioritized emotional safety, keeping her fans happy over ethical accountability or calling out harm. I wasn't surprised. Huda hasn't taken accountability for nothing. Not her emotionally charged outburst towards Jeremiah, not her "I'm giving you 5 seconds to sleep with me right now" abuse towards Chris, not her "I'm miserable, let me trigger the whole villa with it" insecurity towards Shelley. None. And maybe that reunion guy was right. So you reflected on your behavior for a month, and now you're Saint Huda. Please. The PR forcer didn't even age well because Netflix had to clap back and say "don't at me," and she still didn't even say sorry to the villa for making them deal with her toxicity throughout the entire season. You can tell she's used to getting the puff pass. Now you do not want the smoke. Now the smoke's choking her. Yikes. Step 3. Toxic reinforcement. So the Hudrats defended Huda online. You can't cancel her though. She's being hated on, yeah. You can make me hate her, yeah. I even saw others saying, "Go get her, Kenny," like diabolical. In context, Kenny is a former Love Island who was a racist towards his fiancée Jenna Craig, a dark-skinned woman, mind you. Since being exposed and criticized, Kenny liked hateful comments towards Jenna stemming from Huda's fanbase who were hyping him up. Yo, talk about down bad. Misery loves company, I told you, right? I digress. The more fans defended Huda online, the more powerful they felt, as if protecting her justified any attack. That's collective narcissism, where a group's identity revolves around the celebrity and any criticism feels like a personal insult to them. Huda's fanbase feels entitled to her. They feel they built her. Meanwhile, they projecting their whole insecurity and immaturity towards each other. I guess most of them are kids or immature adults because to them it's a game. They don't feel like what they say or how they act can affect someone emotionally, personally, psychologically. They pull the trigger, Huda laughs. They insult people, she cries or trucks. Let me tell this to the Hudrats. You ain't no mama bear, you're hot.
Stop it. Get some help.
Dear Huda, from a crisis manager, this has gone beyond the pale. The N-word, hard ER, should not be funny, regardless. But of course, because it was against Olandria, who's the people's princess, who got the fame, the notoriety, the brand deals that you thought you would get because you thought you would be the Leah of the season when it didn't happen, because you could never, because when Leah had the chance to call out racism when she left the island, she did it immediately and then doubled down when Kenny ended up being a racist, showing that Leah does not mess with that at all. You thought that was going to be you, but it wasn't. So when people make fun of Olandria, it's okay because Olandria is in the spot that you wanted to be in. It's never funny when people say the N-word. It's definitely not going to be funny when they say it about your boyfriend. It's definitely not going to be funny when they say that about the black man that you had sex with on the show. It's definitely not going to be funny when they say that about your baby dad. And I don't need to take it no further, but he's your baby dad for a reason, because y'all have a what together? A black what? Oh, but again, it won't be funny then. Last but not least, Huda, because I'm not coming up off your ass, the fact that Louis' knee-jerk reaction was to come on here and tell us you can't be racist because he's black, versus Jeremiah's knee-jerk reaction was to call Olandria the person affected by the slur.
Olandria is with Vogue. She's working with top designers. Do you think that does not make a racist angry? That is gonna make a racist angry. A black woman overperforming and beating you at that while being unproblematic is going to make you angry. These kind of women like Huda compete with black women. They see black women as enemy. If you're not below them, then they simply do not want you there. And that is what is happening right now.
Huda is the perfect example of someone the internet refuses to hold accountable. Every time she slips up, people rush to say, she didn't mean it. Y'all are overreacting. But at some point, y'all gotta stop mistaking charm and popularity for character. We all watched the clip. I clearly heard what was said. Now, she didn't say the slur herself, but her reaction, it spoke volumes. Laughter wasn't just awkward, it was acceptance. And that's where accountability comes in. You know what's crazy? I've always been really neutral when it came to Huda. Never hated her, never defended her, just kind of stayed out of it. After seeing that, I was like, yeah, baby, go ahead and log off for me. Maybe she laughed because she was uncomfortable. Okay, but hear me out. She's not just some random person on the internet. You're somebody with brand deals, somebody who has influence, an audience that's watching your every move. Awkward or not, there is a standard that you're expected to uphold. Like, it don't even matter that it was about Olandria. You personally acknowledged you heard the slur and you thought it was funny. This is not about canceling her. This is about holding people to the same standard that they profit from. You can't cash in on culture that you won't defend when it's disrespected.
Thank God for reflexes, okay? Because nobody will believe what a natural reaction will look like. There was no shock, no gasping, no hint of anger in their expression. Their bodies did what they naturally inclined to do, which is laugh.
Hello?
Whoa. Wow.
Hey.
And they're laughing.
Yo, I turned that shit off.
Hey.
Yo, what did they say?
Now, was Olandria dramatic at the reunion when she asked Huda to address her fans? No, I'm actually glad Olandria pointed out that she had asked Huda for help and Huda ignored her, because this truly shows how Huda feels about Olandria in her natural habitat. Which begs the question, out of everything that Huda fans could talk about, like her relationship with Jeremiah or Chris, why do they seem so comfortable constantly bringing up Olandria in a spiteful way? And you would assume if somebody was spamming your phone and you don't know the number, you would just block it or at least send a message. Just saying. Since this clip went viral, they rushed to their Instagram story to post a statement debunking what they have done, which is interesting because Huda could have done the same thing for Olandria and Shelly.
Racism is expensive. Huda has made herself a brand risk. Since the controversy, her $1 million brand partnership with Huda Beauty has been dropped. And this is a signal to other brands that, yoo-hoo, she's risky. Brands don't just sponsor individuals, they sponsor ecosystem. There's no friends in the game, you ain't learned that yet.
Did I lie?
Huda is now a brand risk because the fan base around her, the vibe, is volatile. How? 1. Fans attacked other contestants with our language, Shelley, Jenna Craig, because she didn't nip it in the bud earlier as warned. The fan base went unruly. They thought Mover would like it, and Mover did. She benefited from the chaos, not knowing she was rearing a dragon that would fire her. Now she's fired. Now that is funny, okay? The other one they were doing was not funny. This is funny. Laugh, people. Thank you. 2. Her delayed or defensive responses look like tacit approval. Huda says she was bullied when younger, which sounds like a lie because Huda lies all the time and all the time Huda lies. But okay, cool. Now she has become the bully by being adjacent to bullies. Because she was bullied, now she's allowing others to be bullied. Like if 1 + 1 is 2, what is this? She feels validated because in her arrested development state, allegedly, she still wants to prove something to her former bullies. Because she felt rejected by the men in the villa she associated with another black man to pedestalize her. Because in the black culture domain, to some men, she's the preference. Because being chosen matters to her more than having joining connections. Because she's the preferred one to the Shelley, to the Olandrias. She wanted to be Queen Love Island, to be worshipped, and when she wasn't, she grew envious. More envious when Olandria got all the attention and top brands that she kinda wanted. So she became a victim. A white victim, a Karen, and the Palestinian victim. The public loves those kind of victims. Until she wasn't. 3. PR-wise, Huda's silence meant endorsement. For brands, a person who can't regulate their fan base is seen as unpredictable. Their brand narrative can spin out of control at any moment. Take Kanye West. Maybe that's why Huda Beauty backed away. Not just because of the live stream laugh, but because the audience energy around her had become radioactive. Brands' marketing psychology is that of morality and integrity, even if they're lying about it. They don't want their brand names associated with certain remarks. And also, Huda saying that it was a child that prank called shows that maybe your fan base is just a bunch of kids. I don't know. Because a mature adult who likes you would know doing that on a live stream will cost you your bag. Ding dong. Unless you are in on it too, which I wouldn't put it past you. Huda says that she ignored the many calls that the kid put out. Like, okay, so it's one person that you knew that kept calling you, and then your man say, don't put it on loudspeaker, they might say something crazy, and then the kid says something crazy. The joke write themselves, Huda. That's why your first instinct was to laugh. Child, a mess. Guess karma is a bee because that half-ass apology wasn't flying. Then you got a class act from Ola on how to clock an envious preference and to turn a curse into a blessing. Now your fan base is holding imaginary power, squirming and running around insulting everyone because the light has shone on them rats. There's nowhere to hide when karma has your dress, Huda. Oh, guys, I know this seems funny to some, this whole situation and how it turned out, and people are like, let it go, it's not that serious. Actually, it's very serious, and it doesn't take Olandria to teach you about generational pain for you to clock it like, maybe this is really harmful and shouldn't be a joke. Because according to psychology, most people who face racial discrimination have a high percentage of getting post-traumatic stress disorder, if not traumatic disorder, if they don't have it already. It's that serious that Olandria and the people who face these situations cannot be able to solve it on their own by saying donate to this. The donation is cool, okay? I'm not saying she's wrong, but it's not upon her or the society that is discriminated to point out that, hey, this hurts us. It's upon the larger societal, ecosystem to understand that all the things that you say, that you project onto other people really affect them generationally. And it does not only affect them, it will also affect you, because if those children are found to have PTSD and they intermingle with your children, guess what? They'll be intermingling with a person who has PTSD, and the whole community will be affected. The people that you'll marry, yes, the black men that you'll marry and have black children, they will have it because it will be in their genes, because PTSD has some genetic traits. So it is serious, Huda fans and everyone. This is a call to everyone because it is something that can only be solved by a large social change, and it takes everyone. So, okay, laugh now, Huda and your fans. You won't be laughing when that discrimination comes knocking at your door like it does right now. Huda's fans once made her untouchable, but the same intensity that defended her became proof of her irresponsibility. Her fan base mirrored her unresolved shadow, the very parts she couldn't own: anger, insecurity, and healed trauma. Karma, in this sense, was exposure. Her fan base reflected the part of herself she never confronted. And here's what to learn to other Hudas, or to you, my dear, when you are at the top and have supporters or clients that mama didn't teach you, but the world would if you're not careful. Validation isn't love. When applause becomes your oxygen, silence will suffocate you. A fan base is an amplifier, not a moral compass. They will echo what you tolerate. Silence is leadership's biggest failure. If you don't guide your audience, then define your values for you. Accountability isn't cancellation. It's a chance to realign who you are versus who your fans think you are. Your karma is always the truth you avoid. And for Huda, the truth was envy. Huda didn't lose her brand because of one live stream. She lost it the moment she stopped leading her fan base and started needing them. Clock it, period. God bless you. Bye.